Hi, everyone. Darren Lynch, founder and CEO of Irish Titan, here with another Whiskey Shot installment. And I have to say, this is one of our whiskey shots I have been most excited for because we have a living legend within the Irish Titan walls and outside of the Irish Titan walls. Dilyar from Justuno. Dilyar, how are you doing?
Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Extremely flattered and humbled. Thank you so much for that. Man, your team is phenomenal, and you guys have really embraced all of the quirks and loved everything about us. So thank you so much for welcoming me and having me be a part of this.
Yes, and I see you're wearing the green Irish Titan dog tag. You're one of only
Yes.
three people. I have mine on. And Larry Toma, if he ever watches this, he's the third as of now.
We're-
So thank you for coming prepared. And I'm
This
not
is coveted
exaggerating.
treasure.
I'm not exaggerating when I say Dilyar is a legend within Irish Titan. He has developed really strong relationships. He is loved and revered. What happens at Ecomm Forum, at least after party, stays at the Ecomm Forum after party. But thank you, Dilyar, for all the support and the partnership. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. For those that are listening, join us next time so you can tune into what he's referring to. We're gonna have plenty more of that.
Right. Well, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience, share a little bit about what Justuno does? Let's start there.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Dilyar. I'm here helping head the agency function here at Justuno. Justuno is all about making more out of your visitors and your visitor data. So in the forms of pop-ups, personalized experiences, product recommendations, and so forth. And yeah, I'm proud to say that we've been one of the OGs and we've been kicking it really well for many years now, trusted by some really top brands, some A-list celebrities, as well as top agencies as well. So yeah, that's just
Good, good. Thanks for that rundown. So let's start this whiskey shot chat with sort of a big and open-ended question. But in your experience, do you have any crazy creative strategies around this personalization, big broad theme, right? Any crazy creative strategies that you suggested and implemented with merchants that you've seen pay off?
Oh my goodness, where do we begin? This question is so vast that we even, we're consistently researching and collecting data ourselves to have a pulse on it because it is ever changing. But what we see at the core is that no matter the, iOS changes or PPC getting more expensive and, acquisitions getting tough, we notice that it always pays to be bold. It always pays to listen to your customers and not enforce what you think you know of them, and to experiment and try new things that you may not have done before, and doing things that are out of the status quo. So to give you an example and paint a picture of and summarize everything I mentioned here is, for example, we often see that there are many pop-ups or call to actions that are very typical that consumers are very numb to these days. They're desensitized. So do something different. Maybe insert a very fun video in the pop-up and engage them in type of a choose your own journey type of quizzing function where every answer that they give you sends them to another video and another video. And by the end of a couple minutes, you have all this segmented data that you could leverage on them, and they will only go through those additional questions if they feel like they're valued and they're really spoken to. I mean, think about your store as your online store as like an in-person IRL store, right? You would want to have your most, infectiously vibrant sales associates coming up to them, not intrusively, engaging with them in a friendly, welcoming, relatable way. And that's what we're all about. And that's what we encourage all of our clients as an umbrella statement.
So some of what you offer is CRO related. Some of it's SMS marketing related, pop-ups, gamification, right?
Yeah.
And so pick one or two of those and talk a little bit about what you've seen, some best practices, how a merchant can put one or two of those into play.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about gamification real quick. Gamification, for those who don't know, are essentially using some kind of game methodology to entice the visitor, whether they're returning or visitors, so forth, in the form of, let's say, a spin to win, right? Where they spin a wheel and they land on a promo and they get to win that. Or a mystery reveal. They choose between three boxes and they pick one, they get a nice a prize, or pick your own prize, whatever it may be. This again helps helps add an element of excitement and energy that's needed to prolong their stay on your website. And as we know, with best practices of SEO and website development, you want them to stay on your pages for as long as possible and interact as many times as possible. So to give you a stat on this, spin to wins from our stats, what we've seen is that they average about a 9.26 engagement rate, which
Wow.
is massive, right? Typically, you don't even get what, 2, 4%, 5% max. So using something like gamification has proven time and time again to be very effective. And I know that there are a lot of marketers, they kind of cringe a bit, be like, oh, I don't know about this. But I mean, take a look at some of the hottest and coolest brands out there, friends. Like, you'll see that they have a spin to win pop up. And out of those that do engage, we find that about 11.54% of them do convert, which is again much higher than industry standards that we see.
Right. That's great. I love how you tie together that concept of gamification that we all see and we're all prone to, right? Like, I think that, for example, one of the things my team likes to make fun of me is I used to be a hardcore zealot Waze user, because Waze would rank you and you'd accumulate points by using it. So I would turn it on when I went to the grocery store because I was obsessed with accumulating my points. And once I cracked the top 100 in the country, I quit.
No
But
way, that's
I get the gamification, right? And then the metrics to back that up, I think, are really interesting. So thank you for that.
yeah.
Dilyar, you and I could talk and riff all day, right?
Mhm.
But these whiskey shots are meant to be just that, a shot-sized conversation.
Mhm.
And we have to, when we do another whiskey shot, I want to record it in the afternoon so that we can actually do a shot. But let's start to land the plane a
Jared,
little
you're
bit.
letting me down. I came like fully prepared too.
I know. And I have a shelf full of whiskey right over there and another one up there, actually. And that's no lie. If I could turn my camera around without blowing this up, I would. But let's start to land the plane a little bit.
Yeah.
So is there a final point that you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah, honestly, what we're seeing among some of our clients is that, especially with the tumultuous time that we've experienced recently, they feel very apprehensive. They feel more protective of their funds, and as they should, right? They have to be more mindful. But concurrently, we can't emphasize, strong enough that this is not time to play safe. This is the time to do everything and anything that you can to reset whatever happened in the past and experiment, and make bold moves. Do anything, research the creative, cool ways, whatever inspo that you need. You have Irish Titan and their brilliant team and their strategy team who can suggest those for you. You have us to leverage with Irish Titan. We're here for you. But please, no matter what, before you start cutting things or before you start letting go team members, whoever it is, really go back to the drawing board and really take a strong stance so you can prevail out of everybody that seems to be fleeing right now.
Right. I love that message, Dilyar. I kicked off Ecomm Forum last fall with a similar message. And, I think it's incumbent on everybody to run a responsible business. But if you have a sound business model and a strong team and a product or service that you believe in, it is the time to stand tall and be bold. And so I love that you're reinforcing that and saying that in your words. Thank you. Okay, to all of our audience, I think you just witnessed why Dilyar is revered amongst us. And I've already said that, but he is a legend within the four walls of Irish Titan. We love and adore him. Dilyar, thank you for all the support. Thank you for wearing the dog tag. Thanks for everything you're doing outside of the ecosystem too. Some of the things that you and I have talked about offline. I think there's a lot to be proud of there. And I think that that is also reflective of the same spirit we sense from you within the ecosystem and within our work. So thanks for everything you do, and thanks for being you.
I'm speechless, Darren.
All right.
Thank you. You couldn't have wrapped it up more beautifully. Truly means a lot, and we're really stoked to continue this relationship with y'all. Thank you.
Great. Great. So on that note, we will wrap up this whiskey shot. Look forward to more in the future. Thanks again, Dilyar. Thanks again for everybody for tuning in, and we'll talk soon. Sláinte.
Sláinte.